Okay, so this gold 4 guy is back again from literally the previous video that I made. Right, now he's playing Talon. So he played Silas, Darius, and now he's playing Talon. Right, you have to understand those are completely different champions. Right, Darius plays completely different. Silas plays completely different Talon. Right, there is no correlation between them. I could understand if he was playing like something like Jax, Aurelia. They are very similar champions, like in many ways, right? But I mean, dude, like Talon, Silas, and Darius, they have nothing in common, right? They are slightly like this guy is a assassin. Silas is AP assassin, right? And Darius is a bruiser. And this guy plays absolutely anything. But you see, like the problem. This guy has no proficiency on anything. Right? Like, you have to understand, I understand this matchup really, really well. I played Talon, right? So I know that Talon is exceptionally strong early game, right? Exceptionally strong. So with Talon, you have to survive first, right? Right? Because once he unlocks, so you have to understand, once Talon unloads his cooldowns on you, his cooldowns are quite long, he's very squishy, and he's very susceptible to damage, right? So why going tank early is better? Because you see, if you go damage, right? Talon is gonna sit in the bush. As soon as you come out, he's almost going to one-shot, right? Almost one-shot. In his first rotation, he'll chunk you for like maybe 80% of your HP, right? Past that point, if you approach a minion wave, he's simply going to, I think it's either E or W, he jumps onto you, and he just rotates again, and you just die. That's it. Game over, right? So how do you trade with him, right? You go Horn and Ruby, right? So as soon as you catch him in the bush, he unloads on you, right? And he will do maybe like, I don't know, 60 to 30% of your damage, right? Because Horn blocks a lot of abilities. Horn is amazing against assassins, right? So he unloads his abilities, he does 40% damage, and then you just smack and smack and smack it, right? You just like smack him for as long as you can, right? Because what that does, it does damage and it stacks up your passive, right? As soon as he's going to escape, which is flash or run away under the turret, you immediately use your Q so you can heal up, right? And you can also use your health. Well, I don't use health potion in first rotation, right? So once you stack up your Q, you will get back like 200 health, right? So his damage was like maybe 500, 400 damage, and because you stacked up your Q, you get 200 back, so he only done like 300 damage. Does that make sense? Right? And then you can rinse and repeat this process until he pretty much dies. That's it, right? The idea is just to survive his burst so you can smack him back, right? Because if you go AD, you cannot do that. Because like in a single rotation, he just does so much damage, it's ridiculous. It's stupid how much damage he does, right? But if you go Horn, you can. That's the way to beat him. But do you understand? I know that because I played against so many talents, so many times, and I figured out how to beat them, right? I lost to a lot of talents, right? Many games I lost to talent. I lost a lot of games to, like I call them Talon-like champions, right? Kiana is the same. Rengar is exactly the same. Rengar, if you approach the bush, right, early, you're just donezo. You're done, right? But I have a video how to beat Rengar. It's actually quite easy. You go damage against Rengar. Unlike Talon, you go damage, right? So you just basically outscale. Well, there's a video of this, but I mean, but what I'm saying is that this guy, do you see? We played 3 times, and 3 times he lost like in 7 seconds, right? Because he simply does not understand the matchups. He does not know how to play the champion. He does not know what to build and what rules to use, right? Yet, according to Riot, he's a better player than me, right? Because the system is rigged. Now, why is the system rigged? I told this many, many times. That's because Riot makes money on skins, right? So they want you to... Now, think about it this way, right? If you're a company and you want to make a lot of money, right? We make money by selling the skins, right? So let's say we have an idiot in our system and we want to make as much money as possible. Let's call him the feeder, right? How do we get feeder to play the game, continue to buy skins, right? And play absolutely any champion that he wants, right? We have to rig the system so he will win with something, right? Even though he doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't know what to build, he doesn't know like how to even play the champion, but he likes the way the champion looks, he likes the champion, what he says, kind of like he just likes aesthetics of the champion. So how do we get this guy to win? We put feeders on the enemy team and smurfs in his team, right? Because at that point, if you have feeders on the enemy team and smurfs on his team, his gameplay does not matter, because the smurfs are going to carry him. And if we do it enough times, he's going to feel good about himself because he won the game and he gets to press, I don't know, Talon, whatever. He presses R and he kills the ADC. He one-shots the ADC because ADC is like 4 levels behind. It has no gold and no items because he's playing against the Vayne Challenger Smurf. Do you understand how the system is rigged? Now, this allows this guy to buy this. Now, notice this guy had skin on every single champion. Talon, he had skin. Darius, he had skin. I don't remember. Silas, he had skin or not. But do you see? Right? By rigging the system, we allow this feeder to play any champion he wants and buy skins. And he still gets to win. Right? Because we make him win. Right? Do you see? That's from perspective of profit maximization as a company. Now the system makes sense. If I'm a company, I want to maximize my profit, I have to rig the system. Otherwise, this guy is gonna like lose every single game because he doesn't know how to play anything, and he will get demoralized and he's gonna quit the game. Right? We do not want that, because if he churns, it's called a churn in business terms, right? If he churns, we cannot make money on him. So how do we stop him from churning? We rig the system so he gets to win. Okay? Now, why do I win all the time in one-on-one, regardless of their rank? Like I can be diamond, whatever, masters, grandmaster players, because in custom game you cannot rig the system. In custom game, he has to be able to play. He has to play a champion that is good. He has to understand the matchup. He has to know how to play, right? And there is no Riot rigging the system in here, right? Because it's custom, right? And that's going to be the output. If the system, if the matchmaking system was not rigged, that would be, this guy's fate would be this. Every single game, first 7 seconds, he would simply die. Every single game, right? Because today he's playing Talon, tomorrow he's playing Kiana, the next day he's playing ADC, right? He does not understand lanes at all. He doesn't understand matchups. So of course he's going to feed, right? So how do we get him to win? We need to put the Smurfs on his team and players who are even worse than him on the enemy team. And then he gets to win. Okay? Does that make sense? Take care. Oh yeah, and stop playing solo queue. It's great.